Hello guys, welcome to our new course, Python Flask for Beginners. So this course is focused on building web applications using Flask. This is a framework which helps us to develop web applications with minimum amount of work. So in this course we are going to learn the operations create, read, update and delete. So with these operations we are going to develop a website that will help us to navigate across entire website and also do much more operations. Alright, so what else we're going to do? We're going to focus more on the back end and less on the front end, because we want to be able to do more operations, because how it looks might be a secondary thing for us regarding this course. Alright, so Flask is most of a back-end framework, it's not a front-end framework, so that's what we're going to focus for now. So what is the course structure? So the first thing is we're going to learn what is internet. Alright, we do have a wide array of definitions on what the internet is, so we are going to get it straight in the first part. Alright, and the next thing is we're going to learn how to install Python and also the MySQL. This is a database administration system which will help us to save data, retrieve data, update, delete the data that we have been using for our web application. And also we are going to run our very first Flask application. Believe me, this is going to be exciting. And the next is basic structure of Flask application. Although we are developing applications, each of the application framework has a basic structure that we can follow, so that we don't have to beat ourselves how to arrange things. So there is a basic structure that we can follow. And the next is we are going to use the Jinja 2 template engine. So this template engine will be helpful in serving HTML pages. What are they? The static pages for our website. So this is a template engine and we are going to learn how to use it. And the next is we are going to add CSS using Bootstrap. While we have talked about Flask being a backend framework, Bootstrap is a front-end design framework. So we are going to use it to design our websites as well, but we are not going to be going deep into it because our present course is more focused on backend. But although we are focused on backend, we are going to focus a little bit on how to actually design a website. And the next is integrating MySQL with database. So this is a very crucial step, because we are going to save data that has been received from the user and also going to send data back to the user from our database. So this is a very important step and it's going to be very easy, just a few lines of code, but it is very critical, because if you get it wrong, the entire system will get corrupted. So we need to pay attention in this lecture as well. We are going to. And the next is HTTP, verbs and status codes. So HTTP is a term used in serving web pages across the internet. We are going to learn about it. So it has some basic status codes. It has some basic status codes and some verbs indicating what is the response, if there is an error occurred, if the resulting request has been responded correctly. There are many status codes and many verbs. So we are going to look into some of them so that we can gain an understanding about it. And the next is we are going to develop a sample project. So we are doing nothing but getting data from the user and saving it to the database, and we might as well retrieve or not. But first thing is we are going to take data from the user and save it to the database. This is a very sample project which will help us to understand the CRUD operations. What are the CRUD operations? Create, read, update and delete. Alright, so what else? We are going to prepare ourselves to build a bigger application than simply developing a sample project. So in this lecture we are going to get ourselves together, all the resources that we need to build a bigger application, all the data that we need, all the resources and much more we are going to learn right there. And the final is we are going to develop a build, a blog. Alright, here this is the final project. In this part of the course we are going to bring all the knowledge that we have learned from the beginning to the end of this course, and we are going to develop an even bigger project, so that all of the knowledge that we have gained and the skill that we have developed throughout the course will be useful here, so that we can actually develop a project that can test ourselves and bring our skill into real world. All right. Although we are going to learn a lot in this course, there are few prerequisites. All right. Even if you don't have any, we have already courses for them. All right. So first thing is we need to have basics of Python. We need to understand what are the variables, the data types, the syntax, how the Python code is written, a very basic stuff. And then a basic knowledge of HTML and CSS. So because we need to serve our pages, we need to be able to write a little HTML. Although if you do not have any knowledge in these things, it's okay, because we are not going to go deep into HTML, CSS. So if you have any doubt, you just refer it to the internet and you can resolve any doubts that you have. And the basic knowledge of MySQL, but not mandatory, because we're going to go through it in the course. So if you do not have any MySQL basic knowledge, we're going to explain it in the course itself. And if you do not have any basics of Python knowledge, you can refer to the course Python for Absolute Beginners that I have already developed it. All right, so you can refer to the course, learn it, and come back here so that you can actually have a more good grip on this course. All right, so with that in mind, so this is the introduction for our course, so let's get ahead.